you know, a funny thing happened to me a bit ago. I got pregnant. Now look, I don't know how that happened. Honestly, you lose concentration for 1 minute and... I thought, well, I better find out if I am or not, but I didn't want to go to the doctor, because our doctor's surgery is not very private, because it's in a sort of porter cabin. And people going past on the pavement can hear symptoms through the expel air. So I thought, well, I'll go to the chemist and buy a pregnancy testing kit and do it myself. Well, we've got 2 chemists where I live, a little tiny old one and a big new modern one. I thought, well, I'll go to the little tiny old one first, because it's nearer. But it's very old-fashioned. I mean, a few years ago, if you went in to try and buy a condom, they'd tell you a shower cap and a rubber band. And I'm not sure it's much better now, because the girl who works there at the moment is a bit dim, and she's a bit dyslexic, and she's never really got latex and Durex, you know, just sorted out in her mind. I mean, she sold one poor boy a surgical stocking. When he saw the size of it, he was so miserable. Well, he had a terrible sex life, but he never got varicose veins, I suppose. I thought, no, they won't have one. You know, probably their idea of a pregnancy testing kit is a woman in a crossover pinny going, well, it wouldn't surprise me. I thought, no, I'll go to our new chemist, which is very upmarket and modern. You know, it's all neon lights and prawn sandwiches. And there's hardly anything medical in it at all. You could cruise the aisles for 20 minutes before you spotted your clearasil. Anyway, I rushed in and I grabbed the first thing I could see that looked like a pregnancy testing kit. And I took it outside and it was actually a bicycle repair outfit. I thought, well, I'll keep it, you know, in case I am pregnant and I do have a baby and it gets a puncture. I don't know why I'll keep it. So I'll go back in and I'm feeling really embarrassed. I'm trying to look as if I'm not looking for one for myself. You know, I'm just looking on behalf of a friend of mine who has sexual intercourse on a regular basis. And anyway, there's a huge, great counter full of things that look like pregnancy testing kits. And I go a bit nearer and they're not. There's something called ovulation predictor kits. Now, I didn't know about these. These are kits that tell you when it's a good time to try and have a baby. They tell you when there's an egg on the way. There's one coming down now, get going! Because it's quite crucial, this egg business, apparently, because you only get 1 egg a month. You know, like the war. And this kit is for people who don't really like doing it, but they want to have a baby. Well, they don't really want a baby, but they won a buggy in a raffle, so why not? And if they do it right with this kit, then they only have to do it the once then. So you might think they might throw themselves into it, but they won't. Well, he might throw himself into it, but she'll just be lying there drumming her fingers on his back saying, what was the name of that woman with big earrings in Crossroads? What were it? Anyway, I obviously don't need an ovulation predictor kit, so I move along to the pregnancy testing kit, and there's hundreds of them, but they all seem to be basically the same, you know. Some of them turn pink if you're pregnant, and some of them turn blue, and some of them have a little computer printout that says, we know what you've been doing, we know what you've been doing. And they've all got a picture on the lid of the box of a woman going like this. And this woman is wearing a very fancy dressing gown tied around the middle, and mules. I think, well, I'm sorry, I don't mind doing the test. I'm not wearing the mules. No, because I don't like them. I sort of associate them with women who invite the milkman in. Do you know what I mean? And I can't wear the dressing gown because I can't wear anything that ties around the middle because I haven't got a waist. I mean, I've got a sort of place, you know, where my trousers meet the rest of me, but it's not really what you could call a waist. It's really more a sort of unmarked level crossing. So I haven't got a dressing gown. In fact, I haven't got any fancy bedtime clothes at all. I sometimes panic, you know, that there might be a fire in the middle of the night and I'll have to be rescued by a fireman. I think I'll just have to throw him over my shoulder, I think, really. All I've got are those huge T-shirts you get in the sales and you think, oh, these are good, and then you wash them and the hem's only level if you limp after that. Anyway, I pick out my pregnancy testing kit and it's got the woman on the lid of the box going, am I up the duff or am I not? I wonder. And you think, well, in her case, you know, she's probably not. By the time she's untied her dressing gown and taken her mules off, they probably never got around to doing it in the first place. Anyway, I put it in my basket. I throw in some contraceptive foam and a bunion pad, just to fox the assistant. And I rush outside with it, because I'm desperate to have a look at it, and I have to push my way past all the people stood there admiring themselves in the security cameras. They're going, hey, look, Janice, let's stop your head. Janice, look what I'm pointing now. Let's stop your head. There, look what I'm pointing now. Look what I'm pointing now. There, look now. And I rush outside and I sit down and I probably look a bit of a wreck, you know, with this old jacket on, this old carrier bag, because 2 people throw me money. And a woman with a moustache and string tied around her raincoat comes up and says, go around back at Tesco's, it's stale bread day. Well, I sit down and I unpack my pregnancy testing kit, and the first thing I take out is the diagram. Well, I'm not very good with diagrams. I remember when I first saw the one in the Lillette's packet. no, I'll just put a ship in a bottle every month. It'll be quicker. Unpack the pregnancy testing kit, and what you get the diagram and the instructions and a sort of little test tube thing, and you get a sort of chemical impregnated paddle. And what you have to do is wee on this paddle, right? Now, this was a new one on me, weeing on paddles. During a paddle I'd heard about, but not on one. I have to say, I feel women are not equipped for weeing on paddles. I feel we don't have the fine-tuning, somehow. We have the engine capacity, but not the steering, I would say. No, look at it. No, let's not dwell on it, please. Anyway, I'm desperate to have a go at it, to find out if I'm pregnant. So I think, well, I'll go to the nearest public lavatory, which happens to be in the multi-storey car park, which is next to the chemist. Well, I go in, and the whole lavatory is completely deserted. There's a queue of people waiting to wee in the lift, but there's nobody actually there. I think, well, I'm not surprised it's deserted. It's absolutely covered in graffiti. I mean, I don't mind a bit of graffiti, but it's a bit depressing when people can't even spell pubic. And there's things written up like, I love Baz, signed Holly. It's actually said singed Holly, but it's easy to lose concentration with a nail file. So, I love Baz, signed Holly. Oh, no, you don't, Holly, you cow. Baz belongs to me, Donna. And then there was Baz loves Donna in a sort of heart. Well, I think it's meant to be a heart. It actually looked more like a sort of sports bra, but I think it's meant to be a heart. I love Baz, signed Donna. I love Baz, signed Holly. I love Baz, signed Peter. He pops in from another lavatory, I don't know. Baz is great, signed Holly McManus. Holly McManus is a big fat slag. And nobody will touch her with a barge pole, Donna. Well, she'd actually spelt that like opinion pole. But you couldn't really have Holly McManus as a big fat slag, nobody will touch her with an opinion pole. That wouldn't make sense, would it? Anyway, the people who do opinion polls are desperate. They'll have anybody. Well, poor old Baz was all over the place. Baz is great. Baz Snog's fabulous. Baz did it to me loads and loads. I thought there was a little sign scratched up somewhere. Baz is knackered, please leave him alone.